Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Heretic on the Black Plague Possesses the Difficulty. Played through the Heretic plus Hexen re-release on the Kex Engine. We are doing all levels with a 1 start, and this is E1M7, the Crypts. Let's begin by dropping down into this area, taking a left to immediately fight the Fire Gargoyle. Let's fight some regular gargoyles as well. We might even blow one up with the power of our Elven Wand. But the main enemies are going to be the fire gargoyles and other ranged enemies. Over yonder are some more enemies in that window. But, of course, we're going to stick with the enemies that are outside as our primary focus. Even if there are lots of undead warriors over there that would love to inconvenience us, we're just going to ignore all of them and grab the yellow key on this platform. Let's also... well, I was going to try not to get hit, but we are also just going to grab everything in this area. But while we're around here, we're going to zap all the remaining enemies. And there's an energy orb here, so you can always check all these little corners for extra doohickeys and whatnot. But in the meantime, let's zap the rest of these guys. And I might just use whoever's left as a sort of meat shield. Like you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hit me more with your fireballs, you bastards. But you don't want to get hit like that. Instead, you want to grab whatever you can before you head out. But while you're here, you can peek over here to fight these guys. And you know what? I am going to use that quartz flask. And you can fight these guys as well. This will save you a bit of time for dealing with these enemies should you come back later when you have the green key. Among other encounters, which I'll show you later on. Quite the turbulent start to E1M7 here, but it's mostly on me. But since we have the yellow key, we can go into this area. Don't mind the red ceilings, they're just there to mess with you. But anyway, since we have the ethereal crossbow, we can use it on these guys, but we can also just stick to the wand. Except for these guys. Yeah, screw you. But after dealing with all of those enemies, perhaps acquiring some health, when you try to go over here to grab the Morphobum, there will be some golems asking you to chickify them immediately afterwards, but you know that you have better things to turn into chickens than these silly regular golems, right? Anyways, let's head up into here, into this part of this building, grab what we can, and we're going to ignore the gargoyles for the time being, and instead fight these guys. Grab some time bombs. And now that we have the time bombs, yeah, slither hither, you sons of bitches. Yeah, like that. One more. At the very least, that should soften up the worst of the lot. That's why I use it like so. Anyways. No more golems here. There should be some stragglers probably around this part. Let's just snipe them with the Elven Wand. And as you can see, there are golems and at least one nitro golem. All very destroyable. So destroy them. And destroy this one too. This gargoyle. But anyways, here's the green key. But also over here is a way into a magical, mysterious area that is considered a secret area. Yes, lots of gargoyles and golems are guarding a few things in particular. And we're going to look down with the power of the software warping Y-shearing effect. And we're just going to go down here to grab a secret tome of power. Oh look, slime, so let's be careful. Pushing this button will lower this part of this bridge, which will allow us to go back through here to grab a dragon claw, which we can use to kill you and you. As you might have seen though, a lift just raised up. In order to get on it, you have to cross this step in particular. And now let's go right here to fight some more enemies. Yes, and they are all dead. Wonderful, that's where they emerged from, by the way. Also, this portal has emerged too. And when you take it, it teleports you to this place where the undead warrior was on the balcony. Warriors, even. And now, we have the green key, so we can open this up. And chicken! Yeah, something like that. Also, let's use a shadow spear, since there are still quite a lot of undead warriors here. And while we're shadow speared up, I'm going to take a little detour. Yes, you did see the blue key. Because back here is something else that you can get. Yes, all the way back through this area into the little slime trail. Into this part. We're just clawing everything down with our trusty weapons, aren't we? But this place, which required the green key, allows you to get a silver shield after dealing with undead warriors. And did you see me dodge those axes like I didn't have the shadow spear? Well, the wonders of short-term memory. But anyways, going through that area allows you to get back to this part. Yes, there's a reason for anything. For everything. And yes, the serpent spine like column shows you that you can go here and push this button. Now let's use the power of our crossbow to shoot these guys down and return to here so we can get the blue key finally. So if you missed anything in the exterior area, say you did not grab any crystal vials, you can feel free to do so, but you also want to go back out here to go into the secret area, which has another silver shield, and this teleports you back to this place, where you could also get the dragon claw. But anyways, I did want to go back here, specifically because the blue door is right here. But before I even go there, I'm going to separate here. And we've got the drop on these fellas. So let's take advantage of that. And you. Let's use that powered tome staff. I feel like using that. And behold, the wings of wrath. And behold, golems. Well, one golem and several gargoyles. And watch out for these crushers because they are quite sinister. They are slow crushers, so let's just go right through them immediately. And let's just ignore those undead warriors that just popped out for the time being. And let's go back to using another tome of power. Yes. We are streaking our tome usage right now. These fellows were guarding quivers of ethereal arrows. If you find yourself lacking on ammo, there's plenty to go around, so make sure you get what you can. Anyways. Let's deal with all these guys with the power of the tome. This leads into nowhere for now until you step on the coffin. And now you get to fight some disciples of the Sparrow. Let's use a dragon claw on them. Screw you, the sippies of the Sprippy. I'm willing to play your game, you rogues. And yes, it leads back to the start. And also, look at this. Needs some hot fixing, perhaps. Anyways, hot fixing aside, you can use this coffin to go back into this area, which also leads into a little kind of secret part. A pseudo-secret of sorts. But when you've finished, you can fight this ghostly undead warrior, and if you happen to need anything else from this level, you can use the Wings of Wrath that you got earlier and fly around and just snatch it from anywhere. So let's turn on the lights, drink our sippy juice while flying, and end the level at last. And that was the Crypts. And again, another level where not much has changed aside from texture placement and a few props, one of which seems to have been placed a little erroneously, perhaps. I don't know. But aside from that, this level is rather similar to the original. In fact, more or less the same. Again, most of the differences are just in textures and whatnot, but there's also the gameplay changes, which are in every level if you don't turn them off. But another thing, unrelated to our gameplay, sort of, is for the past few videos, I have been rendering them with the wrong color scheme. The color profile was a bit off, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm dragging you sons of bitches into the future. I'm going to make all these videos in HDR. You see, what happened is I tried to stream Doom to Dark Ages on a HDR YouTube live stream, and the colors were a bit sus, but I eventually got them to work with some testing, but then I never played Dark Ages since then. Well, messing with those color profiles resulted in shenanigans going on with the videos being a bit too dark because the color profile in OBS was a bit weird. But even when I set it to a basic profile, it would still present the videos as super dark. So here we are, where I just gave up and decided we're going to stream and record our videos in HDR. And for those without HDR, the video is only going to look slightly washed out here and there. But for those with HDR, I'm going out of my way to present these levels with very specific HDR converters for a 1994 game, whether you like it or not. I don't know, probably should look presentable by the time this video is out. But anyways, that was the Crypts, and that was the penultimate level of the first episode of Heretic. And in the next video, we are going to go towards the gateway to Hell's Maw, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I'll see you when I see ya. So, see ya.